All right, what's up? Welcome to the native area with the Tour Junkies and a regular to the native area, although it's been a while. Mr. Kevin Kisner in the house. Thanks for joining us, Kiz. First question, what's the podcast juice this evening? What are we sipping on?
I'm probably going to go with the Budweiser Zero. I got to play golf tomorrow.
Cool.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad I got a little smirk
You ain't playing golf tomorrow. I know that. When's the next time you plan on picking up a club?
Oh, I'm going to play tomorrow morning.
Are you?
Yeah. Dang. I'm down here at the beach, going to play, and then I'm going to get ready for a little duck hunt.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I got to get ready. I got to get all the work I can when it's 65 degrees.
Bless the Lord. Yeah, that is nice. That is nice.
That's good. I got a little Tito's tonight. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on the Tito's, so it could get interesting, Kiz. But that's why I did it. I did it just for you. And
I wanted to get it as interesting as John Tillery's interview at his place that one time.
Bro, that may be the most lit 4 hours of Tour Junkies history. Dude, JT, I think JT's mad at us. He's ghosted us, man. He has completely ghosted us. Yeah, I don't know what I think we pissed him off.
He's just too busy. He's got all these guys now.
Yeah, he's big Ricky Fowler's teacher now. I can't even get a lesson.
So ever since he picked up Ricky, are you feeling like is there a little bit of a little bit of jealousy there, Kiz? Are you a little bit? Is he spending more time with Ricky and not you? I mean.
Ooh, yeah.
No, I'm still on the top of the totem pole. It goes by checks. Whoever pays the most gets the most.
Do you get worried if you see him comment on one of Ricky's like Instagram posts or something, and then you're jealous, or does he?
Yeah, it's kind of like high school jealous.
Yeah. Oh no, we get that. I mean, you were just on the Foreskin podcast or whatever it is, so we get that.
Yeah. I mean, how are we even talking about this? DB is like Mr. Jealous of
I mean, I didn't even finish the podcast and he was already telling me what I said. I think he had he infiltrated the feed somehow and like watched it live.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Hey man, it's good to have you though. It's been a while. I think it was Masters 2019 was the last time we had you on.
Dang, it was that short ago?
Yeah.
I'm glad to be back, man.
Yeah,
we miss hanging with all my boys. Y'all don't ever ask me to come on anymore.
Well, I mean, you're busy.
We just don't. We don't want to, take too much of your time, Kiz. But
yeah,
you had actually a pretty kind of a low key, really good year, wouldn't you say? I mean, you didn't pull out a win. You almost did in your last event, but
you bet.
It was a pretty solid year. Yeah, damn it.
Actually, I got it. I mean, dude, fucking Robert Streb, man. God bless America, that guy.
I told y'all I wasn't feeling it, and y'all bet on me anyway.
You didn't tell us that. You did not tell us that. And then the night
what
before.
What did you text me the night before? I said I'm tired.
He did say that actually. Kiz did say.
Oh yeah, that is true. But that don't mean nothing. In fact, I bet you knowing that.
Oh, you did.
I told you that.
You did the whole reverse psychology shit.
100%. I told you that. That's why I tweeted the night before, we need that Who Lit the Kids action, which you brought. I mean, you
did.
You very much brought.
Fire.
But I mean, God dang, Robert Streb. Anyway, it was a good year, man. It was a really good year. It's fun to watch. You happy with it?
Y'all were hitting all the first round leaders and winners. Best ever, 2020.
Dude, Corrales paid the bills. Pat hit Swafford at 100-1 first round leader. I hit him at an outright 150-1. Corrales was it funded the Tour Junkies, man. Yeah, but
bought you that plane back there.
Yeah, we like to. We're not really we like to bet long shots, man. We like to bet the big numbers in golf. We don't bet the 14-1s and it's golf, so we don't really do that a lot. So obviously we missed out on DJ at the Masters and stuff like that.
I feel you.
Are you are you ready for this? You good?
Born that way.
All right. We want to ask you some golf questions first, just nerd golf questions. things that we ask ourselves, things that we think we need to know when it comes to handicapping golf tournaments.
Okay.
We want to hear straight from the
nerd,
pro.
You or Pat?
Yes. We want to hear straight from the pro if you think we're overthinking it or something, or we're on the money. Okay.
I'm ready.
I'll try to go rapid fire on some of these.
Was this the 8-page text message you sent me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is that you did not. I'm sure you didn't review that quiz that he gave you.
I missed that, Pat. I know that shocked the shit out of you, but I did miss that.
Let me tell you yeah. All right. We did this with Charles Howell. He was much, much more facilitating than you kids.
Does that shock you?
No, not at all. Okay. All right. If you're trying to figure out who the longest hitters on tour are you looking at driving distance or ball speed? What do you think's the better stat?
Don't they correlate with one another?
Do they though? Because isn't driving distance only measured on a couple holes?
The faster my ball speed is, the further my ball goes.
I know, but don't they? I mean, isn't it like they only measure 2 holes a tournament and stuff like that? Do they get ball speed on every shot, every drive?
I think driving distance only on 2 holes. Ball speed, I think they get every hole.
Okay.
Because they have a TrackMan on every hole, but they only measure distance, I know, on 2 holes. And they try to pick holes that go opposite ways for the wind and par 5s where most everybody's hitting driver.
Okay.
But then there's also par 5s that guys hit. If I can't get there, I may hit 3-wood, although I hit driver everywhere. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Must be nice.
But to answer the question, driving distance, everybody that I see leading the driving distance hits it far as shit. So, yeah, they hit it far.
Yeah. Who are the shortest hitting players on tour that you can think of? Like irregulars, like top 125?
Brian Stewart, Brian Gay.
Okay. Did you know Brian Gay's mom owns a lingerie shop in Augusta?
No, do you frequent it?
No, but I have taken a picture in the parking lot. Isn't that weird though?
Why did you do that? Why did
you take a picture? I always noticed that the Augusta Chronicle puts him in the paper as a local guy.
It's right across from the National. It's behind Windsor on Washington Road. Isn't that weird?
Wait a second. They put Brian Gay as a local guy in the Augusta
Chronicle? I know that's
Chronicle?
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right. Rapid fire again.
I figured y'all would know that, not me.
Yeah. All right. We know like you love Colonial, Harbor Town, Sea Island. Give me like the 5 courses that shorter on the regular rotation that the shorter hitters can compete. The top 5 that you think shorter hitters can.
Travelers, Hilton Head,
River Highlands.
You said 3 of them.
Okay, so those are 3. River Highland, TBC River Highlands is one.
The match play is a huge one as long as it plays firm and fast, because you can just drive it forever out there in Texas when it's hard.
What's that country club of Houston? Is that right?
Austin. Yeah, close enough though.
That was close. Mm-hmm. They're in the same state, kids. Come on, give me some credit there.
Your West Coast would be Pebble.
Mm-hmm.
Pebble's a good one for short guys. Trying to think. Any British Open where it doesn't rain is a good one for short guys.
Yeah. You like your chances at an Open Championship one of these years?
Yeah, my best finish in a major came at it.
Yeah.
I just like the way that you have to grind.
Yeah.
And short hitters know how to grind.
What about the 5 courses not on the major rotation that reward the bombers the most?
Torrey Pines. Man, I probably don't play them, so anywhere I don't play.
It's nice to have that privilege for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think LA is a good place for bombers. Because there's not really any major rough, and then the ball goes so short there with the temperature. Congressional, when that used to be on the rotation, we haven't played there in a while. It was always a bomber's paradise. I'm sure it's coming back though. I think we're playing something there soon.
Nice.
I think East Lake's a great place for bombers. Let me think. Go on to the next question, and I'll come back to that one.
So, well, you kind of touched on one thing, talking about the rough. How tall does the rough have to be for bombers to take less than driver and just put it in the fairway? Or is it based more on the type of grass or how the ball is going to react out of it? I mean, obviously we saw what Bryson did at Wingfoot. He didn't care about the rough, but what has to happen for a longer hitter to club down?
The longer the rough, the more apt they are to hit driver, in my opinion, because they want to get it closer to the green to be able to access the green. I had that conversation with Mike Davis at the U.S. Open this year. I said, you're going about it all wrong. If you made it impossible from 290 to 350 off the tee and playable from 220 to 290 off the tee, you would get the driver out of the bomber's hands. And I think that's the best way to go about it. If that's the goal, I don't know what the goal is, but if I could fly at 330, I wouldn't care what the rough looked like.
Yeah.
Because I can figure out how to get it around the green with a pitching wedge.
Yeah.
How if you're looking at like how many weeks in a row you're playing on tour, how many weeks in a row like do you start to see your performance kind of drop off? Like if you're playing 4 straight weeks, 5 straight weeks, like what is kind of the threshold there number?
Yeah, it depends on where you are in the year. How many, even more than that, if you play 3 and then take a week off and then play 4, I think you really fall off towards the end of that 4th. But if you play 4 and take 2 weeks off, I think you can play 4 more. For me, 2 weeks off is bigger because if you only have 1 week, you get home late Sunday night or Monday, you do all the stuff you've neglected for the last 3 weeks around the house till Wednesday or Thursday. And then you get back to practicing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you're basically getting ready to go again on Sunday. It doesn't even feel like an off week, to be honest. So to me, the real break comes in the second week where you can actually almost take the whole first week off with no golf and then start working on your game in the second week to prepare to go back on the road.
We talk about weather a ton when we're just kind of like, especially if you're going to have like a morning, the morning wave is going to have an advantage because they don't have, maybe the wind and rain in the afternoon or whatever it is. But so how much do you put on that as far as, a tee time advantage? And I'll put it this way, like, so let's just say everything's equal throughout the day. So wind is the same, rain's the same, whatever. How much of an edge do you put on that AM tee time, especially the first day? Like, do you think you have a little bit softer course? How much do you kind of weigh that?
Nah, the golf course doesn't really change until starting in Friday afternoon. If there's no rain, it really starts to firm up and get more difficult later in the afternoon on Friday. And then they're kind of grooming it to play as hard as it can by Sunday. And that's basically the tour's agronomy way, is they want it to be the toughest test Friday or Sunday afternoon late. And so they have to build into that throughout the week. So I've always noticed either trying to finish around late Friday. If it's going to be a tough test by Sunday, you can really see it starting to change Friday afternoon. If the weather's the same all day on Thursday, there's no advantage either way.
See, Pat, that's why I tell you to quit firing them damn first round leader bets when there's not an edge.
Yeah.
Now, if it's blowing 4 in the morning and 20 in the afternoon, there's a huge advantage.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But wind is way more dominant in affecting scores than rain.
Yeah.
And temperature is too.
What mile per hour of wind would you say is when you start to kind of really pay attention to it?
Well, wind's funny. I can take you out there and it could be blowing like crazy, and I ask you how much, and you'll say it's probably blowing 20. It's blowing like 12. So inherently, humans think it's blowing more than it actually is. I would say in the threshold like 8 to 10 is when you start to really affect in golf balls a lot. When it gets 15 or more, it's just brutal. And if it's gusty, that's when you really struggle.
Let's talk about greens, man. Something you're pretty good at, a lot about. if you have smaller than average greens, does that talk about how that impacts? Like if you were coming at it from our angle as a handicapper and trying to identify, the kind of golfers that can play well on small greens. Obviously, iron and approach play, strokes gained approach is a huge deal every single week. But does that make it more important to find someone who's great around the greens because you're more likely to miss it, or do you think it's like everybody's going to miss it? Just get the guys who are dialed in with their irons. Talk through like how you think that.
Yeah, I would look a lot into like the 15 to 25 foot range putter, because everybody, when you hit the green on small greens, you never have the long 40, 50, 60 footers. You're hitting it 15, 20 feet almost every time when you're on the green. And so I think that's where my big advantage is on the smaller greens is I can hoop those putts in that mid-range area. And I think the better putters never think about three putting from inside of 25 feet. And some guys that struggle with putting are worried about speed and not leaving themselves 3 or 4 footers, where better putters don't really care about those putts.
Okay, so speaking of bad putters and better putters, obviously you're one of the best putters on the PGA Tour. Do certain surfaces or green speeds, I guess especially speeds right now, I'm thinking of, level the playing field between good putters and poor putters? Like if the great putters are here and the poor putters are here and the greens are super fast or they're pure bent or they're really slow, does it make the two kind of come together, or does one separate?
Man, it doesn't really matter on the speed on tour because we play the same speed almost every week. It doesn't matter what the surface is. They've gotten it down to such a science. You can pull up. I could go back to my tour links and read the agronomy report, and every one of them is going to say target green speeds 11 and a half, 11, week in, week out. But I think when you get worse putting surfaces, it brings everybody together. So if you go to Poana, I think it affects good putters negatively and bad putters more positively, because there's more chances of things happening in a good light to a bad putter and bad in a good putter. If you get absolutely primo surfaces, I think that's where the good putters really shine.
So like if you get like a pure bent Augusta National, you think that makes the better putters even better?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that too. I mean,
yeah. So if you were from our position trying to like handicap golf tournaments, what do you think the value of looking at the green surfaces would be each week, whether it's bent, Bermuda, POA? Like how much of that would you look at when you're trying to predict? Like let's say a guy like one of my favorite examples, old Siwoo Kim, great ball striker, but can't putt worth a shit on like Bermuda. He can't putt worth shit anywhere, but like especially bad. If you look at his stats, he's especially bad on Bermuda statistically. But now he left Bermuda last week and he's going to bent. Do I sit there and go, okay, well, he's leaving his worst surface? Like how much of that, if you were in our position, would you weight that?
Well, I've never been in Siwoo Kim's shoes, so I'm not really sure what he feels when he steps on a Bermuda green or a bent green. For me, all I care about is if the greens are smooth and rolling pure. I don't care if it's bent or Bermuda. I always feel more like I have a distinct advantage on Bermuda because I grew up on it. And the reason those guys struggle, like even all my West Coast buddies are always talking about grain, and I don't even read grain. So they're walking around trying to find the shiny side, looking at the hole. I'm just reading the putt like I did my whole life and knocking it in. So I think you have to look at what guys grew up on, what they're accustomed to. When I go out there and putt on Poana and bitch and moan the whole time, they all laugh at me. So they're like, "Oh, that's so easy. You just get it near the hole and it kind of plinkos in." And I'm like, "That's the worst feel in the world. Are you kidding me?"
So you don't read grain in Bermuda?
Nah.
Why not?
I just see it. It's just innate. I don't have to. I mean, obviously, if I walk up on a green and I look towards the hole and it's white, shiny, I know it's down grade and going to be fast. I already am reading that just from experience.
Okay.
I mean, I get that. I mean, it's if you're growing up on that surface, there's a natural kind of thing that comes to you from, you don't have to sit there and do all that shit, reading grain and stuff like that. You just you just know what it's going to do.
You know what it's about to do.
Yeah.
So a popular question going around Twitter right now between old Kip Henley and West Texas driving range pro JJ Killeen. Do you think would most tour pros, and obviously speak for yourself, would you rather hit at 350 center of the fairway every time or make every putt inside 12 feet?
Well, I think you would, if you got to putt the same way. For me, if I got to putt the same way all the time, I'd take 350 down the middle all day long.
Yeah. So if you got to keep your putting skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had to be a
Si Woo'd like to make a putt. Yeah.
Right. If you had to putt like Si Woo, you might want to take the 12-footer because he hits a 350 down the middle anyway, most of the time. Right, but it sure would be sweet to walk up on every tee and just walk out there at 350 and drop your ball down and say, bring it, bitches. I'm going to make my fair share inside of 12 feet.
Yeah.
The other thing I think would be interesting is how many times you would hit it or chip it to 13 feet, knowing that 12 feet was your threshold.
Yeah.
You would just flush the 7-iron to 12 feet, 7 inches all day.
Piss you off. Yeah.
And 2-putt.
Yeah. Speaking of Si Woo, we've heard a couple really good stories of Si Woo. Do you ever talk to him, hang out with him? You got any good
I've never done anything socially in my life with Si Woo except the President's Cup, laughing at the song they sang at him the whole week.
The Shaking His Ass song?
Yeah, that was so good.
Well, let me just tell you, from what we hear, he's a pretty electric guy. I think.
Yeah, he is electric.
You should reach out to Si Woo and try to get him to talk to you about something.
Yeah, just anything or something in particular.
I'm pretty sure just anything. Yeah, we can text details later.
Okay.
All right, let's get into the fun stuff, kids. Let's get into this native area stuff, man. I think
I thought we were already in the native area.
Nah, that was just more the golf stuff.
Me trying to teach you how to bet golf?
Yes, exactly. Make us better golfers. Actually, there you go. Let's do that one. What would you do? What would be one thing that you think people probably overlook that they shouldn't when it comes to trying to bet on golfers?
I have no clue because I'm the worst in the world at telling my boys that play all these golf balls that ask me for picks. I'll tell them somebody and they miss the cut every time.
Well, you're not alone. You're not alone.
I'm the worst.
We have some caddies that might could give you a run for your money.
Yeah.
I remember playing a practice round with Max Homa at Wingfoot, and he was an absolute legend all day for 18 holes on Tuesday as my partner. I mean, just striping it. And I told my buddies that he was striping it, and I think I beat him, and I shot about 10 over.
Well, I mean, not that I would have wanted to be on Max Homa after that, but I mean, can you text us and let us know? Like, you got a couple buddies that do a golf gambling podcast. You can't send us a text?
And so you want my losers too?
Well, I mean, I'll take my chances, but
you will.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever given out a good one.
Well, then maybe not. Well, no, give them to us and we'll fade that player.
Yeah, there you go. How do you short a player on tour in gambling?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we should figure out a market for that, and we can just we could do that all the time. Like, we get this caddy info, and sometimes it's just complete. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times we've had a caddy tell us one thing and then the opposite happens on both sides. They're playing well and they suck, or they go, "Hey, stay away from this guy," and they come out and they're red hot.
Well, hell, kids before the RSM, so he wasn't feeling it, and he fucking almost won.
Yeah,
but you bet on me anyway. You read through the bullshit.
Yep. I knew it. Hey, I think, kids, the burning question on everybody's mind right now is
burning.
Yeah, I mean, it's burning, man, and this is serious stuff. It's an important topic in the world of golf right now. Is did you see Greg Norman's wiener, and did it make you feel inadequate?
Yes and yes. How could you not see it? Everybody and the mom posted a picture of it.
Yeah.
David,
I think my mom printed a picture of it.
Yeah. David posted some of the comments on that tweet
Oh, unbelievable!
I've never heard stuff like that before. Like what was the one about the hanging fruit or something? Or I mean, there was all kinds of just crazy shit that was just it was.
I literally cracked up yesterday. I think it was the tour tweeted a video of his helicopter landing at the QBE, and our buddy Marcus Miklovich, who's a TJ fan and Nut Hut member, tweeted and said, "What hit the ground first?" Oh God. Yeah. All right. So you saw it. Did you show your wife or no? You kept it off. You kept it away, or did you?
I kept it all to myself.
You did.
Good thing she's not on social media either.
Hey, man, I wish my wife wasn't on.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This is an interesting question, Kiz. I don't know how many enemies Kiz has, and this is kind of
I know of.
Yeah, this is kind of an inside thing with us TJ folks, but so some people may not get this, but for those of you that will, this question's for you. I don't know if you know this, but there's these websites, Kiz, where you can send anonymous things to people that you don't like. You can send. You may have seen a glitter bomb where they open up this box and glitter explodes everywhere. But there's also websites where you can send chocolate cock and balls to somebody. Have you ever gotten an anonymous chocolate cock and balls? And if you did, would you eat it or would you throw it away?
I have not, and I would definitely throw it away.
Okay.
Good answer.
Good to know.
Good answer.
Good to know. All right.
Yeah, was that one of your questions?
No, I had nothing to do with that question. Let me get this back more towards the straight and narrow here, which Kiz, man. I mean, that's kind of that's my personality. Kiz has known me for a little bit, but all right. So Kiz, best place in the U.S. for a buddy's golf trip. And let me put some parameters on this that people can make happen without like breaking the bank, like something that they could do that's fun. Maybe something underrated, whatever. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll go like they have to, I mean, they're going to have to spend some money. I'm not saying they're not going to spend some money, but what would you
just ask the question? Damn.
How about Ohoopee?
Oh, see, that's where we're going.
That's pretty good.
My buddy just got back from
$1,000, all encompassing.
I thought one of my friends had a fantastic description of what I think Ohoopee would be, because he was talking about how $1,000 you get whatever you want. They were at night, they were drinking this bourbon and playing cards and doing whatever. You remember the old school, I mean, we're all old enough to remember this when we were kids, the old school Pinocchio, and they go to the island and they all turn into jackasses and donkeys. He said that's basically what Ohoopee is. It's the island in Pinocchio where you just turn into a complete jackass and you do whatever you want.
With zebras and wildebeest running around.
Yeah.
Is the course good though?
Yeah, it's good. Really good.
Have you done Bandon?
Wait, what'd you say?
Have you done Bandon?
I haven't been to Bandon. That's a long way to travel for casual golf.
Yeah, see, I agree. I'm not gonna. I'd rather go to like something like Ohoopee. Isn't Ohoopee's? Isn't there a superintendent that used to be at Palmetto?
Yeah, he was there for like 17, 18 years, and went down there and started it with Gil Hans.
Nice.
Yeah, that's. I was hoping you might go that way. That's kind of where we got to make that happen.
Well, then you don't have to drive. You don't have to worry about anything, man. It's all there waiting for you. And my favorite part of Ohoopee is they feed you. So you don't order on a menu. You don't look at a menu. You don't get to pick anything. You sit down for breakfast and they put a plate in front of you. You sit down for lunch, they put a plate in front of you. You sit down for dinner, they put a plate in front of you.
That's pretty sweet.
I love no decision making.
Especially after some boozing.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good one. All right, we got a couple listener questions here I'm gonna throw your way.
People are listening to this?
Yeah, believe it or not, man. Believe it or not. If you had to, let's see, where is it? I lost it. If you had to wear one of these for the rest of your PGA Tour career, what would you pick? Joggers, like Eric Van Rooyen. This is a good one. Ryan Moore's early 2000s vest and tie combo. Ricky's head-to-toe orange or the old Tabasco golf shirts?
Joggers.
What would you pick? You wear the joggers?
Easy. Those things look comfy as hell. I never tried a pair on.
They are. I have a pair. They're very nice. Pat makes fun of me.
I do not have a pair, and I was really hoping you were going to say the Tabasco golf shirts, just because.
Yeah. Was that what you would pick, Pat?
All I can think about with Tabasco is Woody Austin.
Yeah.
Didn't he used to wear those?
I think he did.
He did. I think he did, and I can't remember the other guy's fucking name.
Yeah. Brooks Koepka. I really offended Brooks Koepka the week of the Players for asking something about it. Was it joggers?
He wears joggers, doesn't he?
No, you asked about fleet. It was a stupid.
I didn't ask joggers. No, I didn't ask joggers.
We get media passes to go into the fucking Players Championship, and the one time like David gets to ask a question to one of the top players in the world. He asked about fashion, and Brooks just like literally gave you a death stare and destroyed you. Really,
yeah, I mean, he destroys everybody.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you what was also funny about that, Kiz, is Pat had just left because the wife.
Oh, he left, so he wasn't even a part of this tour junkies questioning.
Well, he was there the whole time, but his wife called him home. She rang the bell, so he had to come home.
Oh yeah.
And
she does rule the roost around there. I know that for a fact.
Dude, I am not even out of the parking lot leaving, and I get a Pat's calling me up. I'm sitting here listening to effing Sirius XM, and I hear a question from Tour Junkies. He's like, "What are you thinking?" And I'm like, "Look, dude, I wanted to ask. He's a fashionable guy. Nike's kind of a forward company. I asked him if Nike gave him joggers. I thought it was joggers to wear. No, it was cleats. You're right, because Adam Scott had just tried to bring cleats back. So I'd asked him. I said, if Nike made pleated pants, would you wear them, or something like that?
What was the answer? No chance.
I think he said yes. Didn't he say yes? Oh, he said he was like, I mean, pleats are like coming back, aren't they? Or maybe, I don't know. Like, yeah, it was the worst. He's the worst
answer. He just
He's
body
the worst
bags
interview.
I need to send. I'm gonna send. I have it recorded.
Yeah, but he body bags everyone in the media room because he just doesn't. He gives the bare minimum. Can I ask you a question, Kiz? I hate listening to freaking media, like the press conferences on the tour. Do you guys talk about that, like, as players, and just go, God, I get asked the same question all the time, or this, like, do you ever just,
like my good buddies at the Foreplay Pod say, old man media?
It is.
What do you think about that? Though? Like, what's your opinion? I mean, I know you have to kind of, I don't want to say placate to him a little bit, but I mean, is it like, what do you feel about?
The PGA Tour tries to control the environment, and they want the same people saying the same questions every time. Obviously, or you would have a PGA Tour media credential.
No, we don't ever apply because we have real jobs. So we've applied 3 times. We've got it twice. So I think if we apply, we'll get it, but we have real jobs, so we can't get there all the time. But I'm sure if we made it a regular appearance and asked the questions that we like to ask, they probably would not.
See, here's the question though. Like, so we can say that, okay, the media is not asking good questions. It's the same questions all the time. How come the players don't say, hey guys, why don't y'all ask some different shit here? Like, this is getting,
because the players want to be there about as little as you want. Yeah. You expect them to be there.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I figured. So you're just not even going to fight back. You're just going to deal with your.
You're just trying to get that 10 minutes over with and roll on.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. That's the environment that's created. So.
Yeah. Plus, they can all control their own media through their own social media, so they don't even care.
Yeah. So you're pretty, I think you are. I don't know, maybe not. I think you're pretty, infamous for your Tuesday games. Maybe, I guess it is on practice rounds when you get together and you play for some money. Like, what do you play? What's the game that you normally play? Who do you normally partner up with? I know you and Brownie partner up a good bit, but if he's not out there, who you partnering up with, and what are the stakes usually?
There's no gambling on the PGA Tour.
Okay. So then answer the rest of the question.
Man, it just depends on where the tournament. I don't even play practice rounds on Tuesday at regular tour events anymore. Really, play the pro-am and roll because I've been there 10 years in a row. Majors, we get a bunch of games together. Whoever's around, play with Xander and JT and Cantlay at the Masters. Max Homa was my partner against Jordan Spieth and somebody at U.S. Open. It's just whoever's around, whoever you see throughout the week.
I gotcha.
Do you think? All right, you just mentioned Jordan Spieth, so I got to ask this. There's a lot of chatter in the DFS world, the fantasy golf world, gambling world that he's just done. That there's no way Jordan Spieth is ever going to be relevant again. What do you think when you hear that?
That's hard for me to believe. Now, I will say that his drought has gone on way longer than anyone expected, and there hadn't been any real upside to it in a while. But the guy's a phenomenal player. So if he ever gets it steered in the right direction, I think he can maybe not get back to where he was, but he'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with.
Do you think he can get back to where he was when he was, winning the Masters and, a favorite almost every week?
It's just getting so much harder, man. There's so many guys out there every year coming out that want to kill me and him and everybody else that he's having to compete against, and he's only getting older. So when it's like anything else. If you fall off 50%, you got to gain 100% to get back just to where you were. So he's got a long way to go just to get back to where he was. To ever get past that, it's going to be really difficult.
What road trip? If you're going on a road trip with 3 other tour players, who you taking and where you going?
Man, that's brutal. I just did that. The reason I was talking about Hoopy is I went down there with Ricky Fowler, Gary Woodland, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and Duff, and that was fun. So
yeah, I bet.
Then all my boys that we stay at the British Open together with those same crowd with Jimmy Walker and Zach Johnson, we all gamble and play cards and do all kinds of crazy stuff. That's a good group of dudes. But I don't really plan on taking any trips with tour players.
You take one like 25 weeks a year.
Yeah. Like you going out on vacation with your coworkers.
Yeah, that's true. Now that sports betting is becoming legalized in a lot of different states, as you travel, and it may not be as much now, but in the coming years, if you're in a state where it's legal to place a sports betting wager, and obviously you can't bet on golf, what sport would you wager on, if any? And do you have any good or bad beats, good wins or bad beats that you remember? Obviously in a legal gambling state.
Bad beat like once a week, don't
I? You had one the other week, that's for damn sure.
I'm just not sure which state I'm supposed to be in to tell you about my bad beats. Maybe I say I'm in Tennessee right now doing this podcast.
Yeah.
No, I play any of them, man. I love it. I love watching sports, love watching college football, love watching NFL. College basketball is cranking up. I play them all.
Are you better at any of them?
Call it paying for your entertainment.
Because, Pat, he's got a golf podcast. He sucks at golf betting. He's way better at NFL.
Well, why don't you start throwing some plays out there?
Look at all the hit. What are you talking about? I hit more plays.
I'm talking about your big hit you just had a couple weeks ago. You won like 25. You turned like $3 into 2,500 on the NFL.
On DraftKings or something?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that happens sometimes. You get a little lucky.
Are you setting lineups? Is that how you do it in DraftKings?
Yeah. I like to play the showdown slates, so the single game slates. And
so you got to pick every player from one of the two teams?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. I've done okay with it.
Georgia a legal state for that?
No. Well, yeah, for DraftKings, yes.
For DraftKings, yeah. You mentioned though you're talking about going to Hoopy, hanging out with the guys, playing cards or whatever. Who do you think would be the best poker player on tour? If they're if you're playing it,
player on tour?
Yeah, or who is the best poker player on tour?
Never had a big game of holding out there, I don't think. They like fast action. Tour players like immediate return. They like blackjack.
So you're not deal. No, you're not setting.
I'd get some like weirdo like Patrick Cantlay. Probably be pretty good at poker. I never know if he's happy, sad, or anything even in real life.
Yeah, true. Or Bryson. Bryson's crunching all the numbers in his head. He's got the probabilities worked out and
but they're always wrong.
He's probably a card counter.
Yeah.
So wait though, if you're playing blackjack though,
anybody ever take Bryson to Vegas? By the way, somebody should take Bryson to Vegas. See what happens.
You probably
nobody should do that. Nobody wants to do that.
No, I ain't doing that, dude. My disdain is well documented. I won't make you say anything about it, but my disdain is well documented.
But look, if you're playing blackjack with let's just say we're at a hoopy, we're with Kiz, we're with Jordan, with Ricky Fowler, whoever else, like somebody's got to be back on the table. Who's going to be back on the table? Who's going to be the dealer?
You pass the dealer.
So you just pass it. So nobody
I like all-time dealer with blackjack.
Well, we do that sometimes too.
Who would be more likely to be that person that's going to back the
all-time dealer?
Yeah,
Jordan loves being all-time dealer.
Yeah,
and we love taking Jordan's money.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds are in his favor. The odds are in his favor, but if you think you can,
this may be one of the guys in that group you're talking about. If you could choose a player on tour to caddy for you in a tournament, who would it be and why?
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Brownie, I always take Brownie. He knows everything. He'd be handing me my club before I got to the ball.
Yeah, I thought you'd say Brownie. What about if you had to caddy for a single player on tour? Who would it be?
DJ.
See, I was going to ask you about. Bro. Hell yeah! Why would you not? That's a perfect answer. Yeah, are there any stories with you and DJ growing up that nobody knows? Of y'all battling it out? Maybe a bad beat you put on him, or a beat he put on you.
Like 6 years. My parents, before we could drive, used to have to go pick him up on the way, and we'd go. We would always go play 4 balls, and obviously he was wild, erratic, long driver. I was down the middle and making a ton of pars, so he'd make like 7 birdies, 4 bogeys, 2 doubles, and 2 X's, and every time he would hit his ball out of play, he'd just walk down the wood line smoking a cigarette, and I'd just go play the hole, and he'd just pick up. It was hilarious.
Smoking a cigarette. Lord have mercy. We were just talking about cigs today, actually. There is. You got any other stories about Pat? You told one a long time ago. Have you ever thought of any more?
What was the good one I told?
You told the one about him walking home in his like barefoot or something in the bushes. I don't know. In his flip-flops.
The flip-flops, yeah.
Pat moved out of Aiken a long time ago, man. My stories of Pat have diminished in my memory.
Kids, I
just remember going in the bank when he worked at the bank, and he was never in his office. I just never knew where he was. Just never working.
He's probably on the toilet. He's old. He's an old guy.
I got a few. We might have to edit them out, but
I got some
kids. You got to remember the day the trip we took to Athens with Wyatt in the bus.
Oh, on the bus.
That? Yeah.
Remember Bird? Wasn't Bird on that one with us?
Yeah, you remember how bad a shape he was in? Good Lord.
He was supposed to be my driver on the way home, and y'all all peeled out of there, and he's over there. I found him throwing up behind the bus, and I was like, dude, you're supposed to be my driver. He's like, no, bro, no, I'm not driving.
Oh, that was a good one.
Disaster. What did you do embarrassing that night, though? I know something.
Oh, 100%.
No, see, Sally was with me. So, I mean, the wife was, so I kind of, I probably.
Well,
kept it between the lines.
Yeah.
Dude, Kiz, your Kisner Foundation event has still over a year later has still changed my path in life. I have still kept it between the lines since that night of your Kisner Foundation event.
Because every tour player I had there was like, who the hell is that guy with some podcast?
Well, no, because it was a rough spot.
Throw a party.
There are few in the 5.5, 6 years me and Pat been doing this. There are maybe 2 times that Pat has had to take care of me, and that was one of them.
Yeah, that was definitely one.
For the most part, it is me taking care of him.
Mm-hmm. You know how you had so kids. You know how I guess you set it up, or maybe somebody else did. You probably didn't care.
But
they had like the vans that were taking people from, but they were like for your VIPs, I think.
Yeah.
Somehow we got on one of those.
Whatever they are.
Yeah, they were not happy with us being on that VIP bus.
Oh, but there was one lady in particular.
Yeah,
who was not impressed.
She was not impressed. I was fine. I was a perfect gentleman. But DB on the other hand, so all we wanted them to do was, that Waffle House on Richland. We just wanted just throw us off at the Waffle House on Richland.
But that's not even on the way.
No, it didn't matter.
That's 10 miles out of the way.
Well, I think we ended up there. I know we were at a Waffle House. I don't know which one, but we were there. And
so the poor lady riding with you had to ride 30 minutes out of the way to drop you off.
She was. Hey, listen, I don't remember much, but I do remember her yelling at me and Pat. I do remember that.
She's probably not coming back now. Won't even support my foundation anymore.
Very nice lady.
I'll send y'all the invoice for that.
Yeah, right. I got some videos I'm gonna send you kids of Pat in Paris for the Ryder Cup 2 years ago. I'm gonna send you that.
Yeah, he was feeling good.
We'll have a good time with that. Speaking, obviously me and Pat, we talk about how much we, embarrass our wives and stuff. Like, what's something you do that annoys Brittany? Like, what's
everything
like
right now? She's 8 months pregnant.
Oh. She is? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, man.
That. Congratulations.
So pretty much everything.
Third little kids, baby, running around. Oh man, you having another boy or girl?
We don't know.
Oh, you doing the surprise thing?
Every time.
Dude, I couldn't do that. Props to you. That's awesome.
I want to keep it either way, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Are either one of is Henry or is it Kate? No.
Yeah, that's right. Kate and Henry.
Yeah. Are they either one of them showing interest in golf yet?
I've been caddying for Kate in some U.S. kids golf tournaments.
Nice. How old is she?
Yeah. She's 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
We played in a 4-ball tournament last weekend in Colombia, and I told her on the 4th hole that we weren't coming back until she started practicing.
Oh, she don't like to practice. She just wants to play. She
just wants to show up and socialize.
I wonder where she gets that from.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, and Henry does the Hideki. He takes it to the top, stops, looks around to see who's watching, and smokes it.
Wonder where he gets that from. Yeah. Yeah, my son doesn't like to practice either. I can't get him to practice at all. So what's like if you were talking to a parent with some young kids out there, what would you tell them in terms of getting them into the game, or if they're showing a little interest, not anything serious, like, but if you had like a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old, what would you tell them?
Keep it fun and see how far they can hit it.
Yeah. Speed.
I mean, distance is the only thing that matters anymore. You can teach them how to putt better. They give you greens to tell you how much it's going to break. Green books to tell you how much it's going to break.
What's the funniest thing you've ever heard a fan say to you at an event?
Something that made you laugh out loud.
Just like, made you.
I'll bust on your foes over at Barstool. I on the opposite side of that, my favorite is I play with Duff one time, and they always ask on Saturday, what are Saturdays for? And Duff's walking beside me, and they're screaming it, what are Saturdays for? And he goes, for fucking your mom.
Oh, Lord. Wow. Oh, Duff.
Is Duff's so he broke up with his girl, he got divorced or whatever. Is he dating anybody, or is he just kind of?
Yeah, he's been dating a girl for a long time. She's a lawyer. She was at school in Miami. I think she moved back to Auburn now. She's a lawyer there.
Can you not teach Duff how to make a few putts, man? I mean,
I tried, man. I tried. You can't get over that mental hurdle sometimes.
Well, like I always hear like, and I don't know, maybe it's just TV people talking them up, but I always hear like Brad Faxon's like the guy. Like if you need to make a putt, you go see Brad Faxon. How come like if that's the case, how come all these guys aren't doing that? Like I mean, how come they're not like lining up to go see guys like that?
Ain't no guy, man. I mean, anybody can help you with your fundamentals, but you still got to make putts.
Yeah,
there's no secret.
Yeah, I just don't see how there can be some end-all be-all putting guru.
There's not.
Yeah.
You stand up to it the same way every time, and then you read it correctly and hit it with the right speed. And you got to have balls enough to make it when it matters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we have a listener that wants to know, speaking of the foreskin guys, who wins in a fight between me and Frankie?
You.
Yeah, that's true.
You could probably beat them up with one finger.
I saw they lost today. They lost to the ladies.
Did they?
Yeah.
Damn, I'll never hear the end of that on tour.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's probably bad for you, I guess.
That's a bad look for you.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing yesterday, Frankie's chipping from off the green, and I was like,
yeah,
that was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
He hit it to like 15 feet. And first off, I don't know who would chip it from where he was like that, like he did.
But
second off, I'm thinking, what
Pat,
the fuck you?
But Pat doesn't, dude. Pat has the most old man chipping game you've ever seen. Let me tell you, if there is any reason Pat can chip with like a 4-iron greenside, he will do it. He is the bump and run.
Yeah, get it on the ground.
No, I want it on the fucking green as quick as I can get it on the green and running. That's the one thing I'm good at. That's the one thing I'm good at.
But that's why a slightly open wedge looks so foreign to you. It's like
because why would you do that? And then he hits it to like 15 feet. And
well,
he's like,
practicing.
That's the best chipping lesson I've ever had. Kids can't teach me that good. And I'm like, what the fuck? You just hit it 15 feet. You barely even got it to the green.
You flopped it from 2 feet off the green.
Well, but maybe, I mean, you know how it is on the chipping green, though. You may practice a different shot than what the chipping green calls for. You may just be trying to hit it.
Here's what you do when you're chipping. You do what is the is going to provide the least amount of risk that's going to get you to the closest to the hole.
I get that on the course, but maybe he was trying to work on getting it up in the air a little bit, and you just happen.
Why? He's a terrible golfer. Why is he going to work on some shit like that? Like, kids, back me up here. Come on, kids, back me up
Anything
here.
he could get Paige to teach him how to do.
Square face. So why is he getting a flop shot?
Anything he could get Paige to get.
Teach you, you're in.
Hey, speaking of Paige, who would you rank your 3?
I never knew she was married. Did y'all?
Yeah, I had a brief time where I spent some time with her and her husband. He was her fiance at the time. We did a Guinness World Record challenge trying to catch golf balls from 110 yards with Tony Finau, Paige, me, and her fiance in Scottsdale one year.
You lost?
I did not break the record, no, but he did. Her fiance did with Tony. They had Paige hitting to me and Tony hitting to her.
Do you think if I gave you a 1 yard variance and bet you $1,000 that you could walk 100 yards and stop on it?
A 1 yard variance?
Yeah, so you could stop at 99 or 101, and that's a winner.
I was a caddy, kids.
I'll shoot you with a rangefinder.
I think I have a pretty good caddy walk, actually. I think I've got I would not bet you $1,000 at a 1 yard variance, but like a 3, I would totally do that. 2 or 3, I would do that.
That wasn't what I was giving you. So you're saying no?
No, I would not do that for. No, I would not. Not for a 1 yard variance. Hell no, Pat would no. Pat no. Pat would lose count. He can't focus that long. He can't count 100 steps. Are you kidding me?
No, I feel like I could do this.
You couldn't. There is zero chance you could do this.
Yeah, but I would want to try it.
Yeah,
you can try.
Go try it.
Yeah. Do you now I know you creep a little bit on Instagram, Kiz, because I see you a little bit. You kind of creep on it. Who are your favorite Instagram follows?
What does creep mean?
You know, you just kind of you're kind of a taker. You're not much of a giver. You know, you're kind of a taker. So you consume. You don't really post anything. But I see you out there looking at stories and liking and all that stuff. I see you.
Yeah.
So who are some of your favorite?
I try to make my posts meaningful, unlike some people.
I hear you.
Come on, man. Are you not going to do like a 15-minute video of your off season and show it to us?
No,
January? We should see that. I think we should see that.
I'm not.
Can we
you
get
don't
a
have
slow
a commercial made up like Bryson? Like
oh, come on. You're not supposed to say the name, Pat. God dang it.
Sorry,
now you just messed it up. You're not supposed to say
You want me to get in my
your
what
Bentley?
Does he got? Rolls Royce or Bentley and have it pull up my NetJets plane? So
Yeah.
here we come.
What would be your what's your goal swing speed you're working on right now? I mean, his is 215, but what's or ball speed? What are you trying to get to right now?
Cruise it on out there at my 167 and make a lot of 12-footers.
Yeah, but you're trying to add some distance right now, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just not really working.
How do you do that? Like, what do you even do?
Swing really fast a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to swing as much as he is.
Yeah.
He needs to get a wife or somebody.
He's got a girlfriend, doesn't he? I've seen a picture. I've heard of something.
Oh, really?
I've heard there was something at some point.
I don't keep up with him.
How does playing with a slow player impact you, by the way?
Tell him to hurry up.
No, you don't. There's no way you do that. You don't do that in a
100%.
In a tournament?
My favorite thing to tell slow people is I really enjoyed watching you play all day when we get done on 18.
So a subtle jab.
Very subtle. Yeah. That's
really
very
enjoyed watching you all day long out there. Did you see how fast Streb and I played that playoff?
Y'all did play fast, yeah.
Can we not talk about that anymore?
Play golf.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Kids, why are you?
This is a random one that popped in my head, and we're gonna finish this up here soon. But look, what's a game? I call them parlor games. So like a bar game that you like are super competitive at, that like you would hate for somebody to beat you at. Like let's just say
shuffleboard. Y'all like shuffleboard?
Yes.
I don't know how to play shuffleboard.
Love it.
Okay.
We got it. It's sweet. I think
so
golf
basically
is really good at it.
So if I beat you at that, would you be pretty pissed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a challenge is coming.
Yeah.
I challenge you to that.
Well, we can get it on.
I bet you I can beat you at that. Everybody, all these foreskin guys, they want to play in golf. I want to play in a parlor game, and I want to beat your ass.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Pat told me this last night. He
what
said,
game do you think you can beat me in?
Cornhole.
I think I can beat you at cornhole. I bet you I could beat you at anything parlor, any darts, whatever.
Anything requiring zero athleticism, Pat.
And not golf. Ping pong, gotcha. Ping pong.
Oh,
right.
Pat,
Well,
are you sure about that? Pat, are you sure about ping pong? Now, listen, kids, I will tell you, Pat is a very good cornhole player. Very good.
What about pickleball?
I can play pickleball too. That's not a parlor game, though.
You got to sweat a little bit.
Yeah. But I can play pickleball.
Yeah, I don't think you should challenge Pat.
I cut my teeth in pickleball in Aiken, South Carolina, your hometown.
What at the court tennis club?
Yeah, Pat, you need to stick to shuffleboard and
Odell Weeks, baby.
I figured you were wearing your all whites at the court tennis club with your sweater tied around your neck.
No, we could. I didn't play there. You know your boys that play there.
All right, let's get off this Aiken stuff. Kiz, what's the dumbest thing you've ever seen another tour pro do? Like, you don't have to say their name, but like on or off the course, like the ridiculous story that you will like go to your grave thinking about. Like I know one that Baudo has told us about him and Boo Weekly at was it Memorial? Was it Colonial? At Colonial that I will never forget. Even Baudo telling me I will never forget. But like just something ridiculous that's happened.
I watched Willie Mack unload a clip with a Glock 9 in the middle of the night, riding in a buggy. Thought I was going to kill him for that one.
Willie Mack, Will McKenzie?
Yeah.
What happened with that?
We were just cruising in the woods in the middle of the night looking for hogs, and all of a sudden he just decided he was going to shoot his pistol. And all of a sudden,
let go of the whole thing.
Yeah, just unloads it. Probably got to be the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody do in my life.
Was he hammered?
I'm sure he was.
Was he sitting next to you, or like was it a 4-seater? He was behind you.
He was behind me.
Was it a 4-seater where he's facing you, or he's facing out?
Pretty sure he was facing out.
Okay, that would be a little better. That would scare the shit out of me if he was behind me, facing me, and he just unloaded it.
I don't know about on the golf course. Can't think of anything.
What's the dumbest thing you?
I stepped on my ball one time. That's pretty stupid.
You stepped on your ball?
Yeah. My buddy just said, I watched Bill Haas. We got these dogs that you wouldn't even let your worst enemy try to get near to come find a wounded deer. And it hops out of the kennel, and Bill Haas sticks his hand down there to pet it. And I'm like, Bill, what? I was like, don't pet that dog, dude. That dog will kill you.
You're cutting out.
It was in the cage when he tried to pet it, wasn't it? It started hitting the cage. Bill, the tour player, about to lose his hand over a damn dog.
Don't pet that dog.
Yeah.
Hey man, you got to pet that dog though. When you see that dog, you got to pet that dog.
Idiot.
Hey, how did you step on your ball? Was that during a tournament round?
Yeah. I walked over to get a club from Dewey, and then I stepped back to go hit and stepped right on it. You can add 2 for that, by the way.
Were you in the slightest bit hung over at all, or there was anything in your
Man, I don't play on tour hungover.
That's bullshit. I don't believe that for 1 second.
I don't know if I believe that either. I mean, you can continue. You can stick by that story, but I'm just saying I'm not sure I believe it, but that's fine.
Actually, I have no intel whatsoever.
I don't either.
If that's true,
I have no intel either.
I commend you, Kiz.
Yeah, you should
for that kind of discipline that you have week in and week out.
Too much money out there to be playing hungover.
Ain't no hobby.
Hey, you know what?
Well, if Bill Haas wants to pet a vicious dog, like what's the dumbest? Can you think of a really dumb way or embarrassing way that you've ever hurt yourself, like that you've ever done to yourself?
Fell out of a deer stand, climbing down. It's pretty stupid.
Well, I mean, it's an accident, right? It happens. Or were you hammered?
Yeah. You probably wasn't sober.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember I picked up this massive cooler one time and like He-Maned it and slung it into the back of a truck. Couldn't walk for 2 weeks. That was a genius idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dead sober then too.
I'm really glad I don't get asked the same questions that we ask.
I was actually just about to say, Kiz, do you have any questions for us? You know,
and y'all been wearing me out on like one time in life questions all night.
I don't know, man. That's what we want to know. That's what our folks want to know.
There's 3 people that have asked me questions in this hour.
There's been more than that, but I just, you're
just denying them.
Yeah, I'm just denying them. I don't want to ask.
I can't even see him. David doesn't let me see him because he knows it'll distract me, and I won't even know. Which I'm getting distracted by shit anyway, so I don't know.
Who's winning the football game?
That's what I was wondering. Was
17-3 Rams.
Oh, we need more points from the Patriots.
I'm going against.
Cam Newton just can't do it.
Come on, man. Hey, Kiz, you got any questions for us? Flip the script.
I don't. I've already asked you a few.
Yeah, you don't care.
Kiz, how things going with the
How
foundation?
much product do you put in your hair on a daily basis?
Look, man, there's no product in here.
Oh. Look. Hold on, I got something for Kiz.
There's no product in here. That's just pure, unadulterated, good hair right there.
Man, it trips me out when dudes wear those earphones like that. It looks like something about Mary, and you got cum hanging on
your You know what though? We tried the over the ear headphone. We actually bought some really nice ones. Dude, I don't know if I just got sweat glands in my ears a lot, but I can't handle the over the ear ones. My ears just, I feel like they're on fire. I can't do it. I couldn't do an hour conversation with that thing. So this is it. You don't use AirPods, kids?
Not really. Huh. I like everybody to hear what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, okay. All right, kids, we're going to set up this parlor game competition. Pat, when on earth do you think you're going to make it to Aiken when Kiz is in Aiken to play whatever parlor game? When do you think that's happening?
Oh, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
You don't worry about us, DV.
It ain't going to happen. I'm just telling you.
We'll film it. Send it to you. We got a game we can play it at Sage, Fazio Cottage.
There you go.
Hey, let us know, man.
Many of drinks on that table.
You told me, you texted us the other day just to come to your house. So I'm going to come to your house. Aren't you on like number 6 at Palmetto or something?
Yep. No. Go to number 6 and look for me.
All right.
6?
I'm just going to show up.
All right. Perfect.
Just going to show up. You want to come play Champions with me one day?
No. Didn't they lose their greens? Y'all redo them yet?
Oh, yeah, man. But look, we got them again. It's amazing what millions of dollars will do for you. Yeah, we lost them and then we got them. We got them back though.
Did you replant them or brought them back to life?
No, we had to completely. I'm gonna go ahead and turn. We had to completely resod a handful of them, and like the whole thing. And then on a bunch of them, we had to resod like a third of them, or a half of it, or a fourth of it here and there.
It's amazing what Augusta National will pay for.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta feel like once that runs out, once Augusta figures out they want to do something different, we aren't gonna have bent grass greens anymore because I don't think they're gonna hold up, right? Bermuda.
No. Well, I will say this: after playing the country club, Thanksgiving week, everybody always talked about the zoysia and how great it is. I didn't like it. I thought it sucked.
I don't like it either.
Hey, we were just talking about this last week for the Mayakoba. What the hell is Pass Palom? What is that putt like?
It's kind of like weavy. No, it's better than Poa. But it takes salt water. That's why people use it.